Hello everyone, this is Debbie from Ink and Page, and I am here today with a new chapter of our Wraithwood Family Album. This is chapter 4, so this is week 4 of this project. There's one more week next week. This week we're going to be doing a couple little mini projects to just make some extra stuff to go into the album, and then next week, the last one, will be doing the cover. Okay, so now if you're new to this project and you would like to get in on the fun, you can just sign up in the description below and I will send you everything that you need to get started, which is all 3 of the previous weeks plus this week, and then you'll get next week, if that makes sense. So, okay, with all that said, I'm going to go over the printables for this week right now. And if you could please like the video and subscribe if you haven't already, I would very much appreciate that. I always forget to say it at the beginning, so here we go. Okay, so we're going to be doing a hidden like journaling card. So that's what this is. And then there's an envelope. I am going to put mine at on the back of my album. I'll show you guys when we're going to do it. There is a two flap situation. There are belly bands galore or page edges if you prefer. It could be either one. I have a little mini envelope, and I have some little mini scraps and kind of historical family clues on here, and a giant moth, because every project needs either a giant moth or a giant butterfly. So there's this one. Okay, and then there are fussy cuts in this kit. Mostly I wanted to have some foliage and greenery for some stuff that I wanted to do in this kit, as well as some longer vines. So what I did here is this is the small version of the fussy cuts, and these are the large version. So these 2 pages are the same as what's on this one page. I wasn't sure about the sizing, whether you guys would want the big stuff or the little stuff. I wanted the little stuff, but it's really, really hard to make things bigger once they're small, when they're in printables like this. So I thought I would just give you both sizes for this one. You know, just so you could do, if you wanted to have big greenery, you could have big greenery. Or if you wanted to have small, you could have small. So everything's in 2 sizes this week. And the papers are actually landscape or horizontal this week, because I've been doing mostly portrait. So I thought I would give you guys a couple papers that are a different orientation, since you probably don't need that much more paper, you know, for this kit, since mostly the book is done. But I thought it'd be nice to have a couple of, you know, options in the landscape variety as well. So there's this half and half paper. One of the things I've been thinking about a lot, which if you did the bookcase, the haunted bookcase that I just released, in that kit, I have what's called a shortcut page, which is just a sampling of all the different ephemera from the kit on one page, so that you only have to print one page if you only want a few things. But you get you get a taste of everything, basically, right? So I was starting to think about more, you know, I could offer more patterns and stuff like that if I did these half and half pages more often. So you get 2 patterns here, but you only had to print 1 page. So if that makes sense, let me know if you think this is a good idea. And because I would love to have feedback on that in particular. I really thought the idea of creating, I know that my kits always have a lot of pages, and I don't want people to feel pressured oh, you don't have to print all of it, right? I don't want you guys to burn through too much ink, but I always want to give a lot of options. So this is just another way to create options for printing. Okay, and then I did 2 more traditional pages. I love this super dark viney one. It is awesome. And then I love to have a little damask action in every kit, so that's that. And also, I apologize for my fingers. They're quite gray because I was messing around with black soot earlier, and I was convinced it was going to come off. I don't know why I don't learn my lesson, but it did not come off. despite me using like 3 kinds of soap and hand sanitizer. So with that said, let's jump into actually making something here. We're gonna go through this just one project at a time here and put these all together. So we're gonna start with the journal card. So what you need is, this is the actual card itself, and this is the outside pieces, and these are the top pieces that are going to go on the card. So basically the first thing that you need to do is just glue this together, okay? So you want to just glue it right along the outside edge here. Like, kind of like, ooh, I got a little carried away with the glue there. Just kind of like right along the edge here, because basically what you want to do is make sure that your card can fit in there. All right, so you just want to make sure these are going the same way. Okay, there we go here. And I'm just going to drop this one down on here, and then we just want to make sure they line up. I'm hoping that my glue will spread out so that I can just, I'm just going to wipe it off the edge because I got a little carried away on that one side. Okay, so now you're gonna take your 2 top pieces, and these are gonna go on here just like this. So what we're gonna do is we are going to make sure that everything fits the right way, just slide your card into here. Okay, so there's a little bit sticking out on the top, and then you're going to just line these guys up on either side of the journal card, and then we're just going to glue that together, okay? And then I'm going to flip it over and I'll do the other side, and I'll glue the other one on here, and we'll do the same thing. And then you're just going to be able to have this little top piece as your little handle, and you'll be able to pull this right out. So make sure I get that all, oops, mine's not very straight here. Just going to pull that down and fix it. Okay, there we go. And then once it's all dry, you'll be able to just pull this in and out like that. Okay, we're gonna decorate this, but I'm gonna set this aside just for a second so my glue can dry on my parts before I start messing around with it any further. Okay, so let's go on to this one here, which is like the flip flap front piece here. So it's 2 flaps and a back. What we're gonna do is we're gonna glue this flap to the back here, and then this gets glued into the actual journal, or the actual photo album, sorry. All right, so I'm gonna do that right there. And then I'm just gonna line this right up to the crease in the paper and just make sure that everything's even. It should be pretty, and you can have the flaps go either way. You can, whichever way that you like to have them, and we'll decorate this too as well, so that we can, you know, we'll put some ephemera in it, and if you want to, you can put more photos in it. I thought this would be a good like front piece for when it opens, and then you could have this that opens too. I just thought it'd be a fun little front entry piece. So I'm just gonna add the glue along the back here, and then I'm just gonna glue it in. Oops, let's make sure I glue it in the right way. And I'm just gonna go right up to the edge of it here and just trying to get it on there. Okay, I'll press that down. That's pretty good. And then I have this that opens now here, just like this. And so for this part here, we can kind of decorate it however we want, and we could put like a little clip here if you wanted to hold it shut. We could put a little pockets on the inside. So we'll decorate that in a second. I just wanted to glue everything down, and then we'll go back and we're going to put the envelope right here. I have a little mini envelope too for us to put together. Okay, so put this together here, just like this. And then just like this. So this is a pretty simple one to put together. And we'll just fold that up and glue that down. And then this can go in here like this. And then you can have like a little like storage pocket on the back here. I don't want to have it too close to the end here. This also should fit in any of your pockets. So if you want to have like the envelope in your pockets, it's going to be a little tall, but if you still wanted to have an envelope in here, it should fit in most of them. Just depending on which one it is. But I just thought it'd be good to have one on the back end here that I could just like kind of slide stuff into. You know, I don't want to have it too close to the edge because I kind of want it in the middle so that it doesn't interfere with the outside part of the book. Okay, so I'm just going to glue this back piece down. Woo! Alright. That's going to go right on there. Oh, I think, did I mention, there's belly bands in the kit too, like a whole page of them. I'm sure I must have showed this here. And I thought maybe, you know, like these could be, you could also have a belly band on here if you wanted to have more stuff to tuck in. Or, so like, there's just like a bunch of options in terms of like how you want to decorate this. Or if you want to add another, like, potential tuck spot right here. Okay, so let's put together the envelope really quick. This is getting super chunky. Okay, and okay, so this is the envelope here. This is just like a coin envelope. So all we have to do is put a little bit of glue here along the, just like the very edge of this. Here, just a little bit there. And then a little bit on this one here too as well, so that your stuff doesn't fall out of the bottom. And then this is just, you know, we can, you know, I'm not sure where I'm going to put this one yet. I have a couple of ideas for some of my other stuff. And then I want to put in some belly bands too. I think I marked the pages. Let's see here. Because, okay. I think I want to put one here. Okay, so this is what it looks like in the kit, but this is what I printed on the back. And I think I'm going to go with what I printed on the back. I made these a little bit longer than they needed to be because if you wanted to, you could fold these under to make like a tab so that your belly band could hold more, right? So that's kind of like up to you if you want to do that. I'll show you how you know, it's pretty like, okay, so here we're gonna go here. Like, so I'm gonna take the scoreboard here and like, I think I'll go in like about 1/4 of an inch here to like kind of make like a bend essentially. Here we go. Like that. So that makes like a little tab. So when you put that on there, it like makes it a little bit more, I mean, it makes it so there's a little bit more room underneath it. Oh my gosh, my brain is, it's a little bit fried from all of the haunted bookcase activity that I've been doing. Okay, so I think you could go into about 3/8 of an inch, actually, for this. And then, oops, was that 3? That was 3/8. Or you could just cut it to size, you know, and put it in there. You know, without actually making the tabs. If you want to make it a little bit tighter. So like I tend to want mine to be a little bit tighter. So I'm going to cut these off so that I can just glue down the belly band. The other thing you could do too, if you wanted to make this super decorative, is you could put, I should have probably used the paper cutter. You could put the punch, like you punch the edge of this if you wanted it to be really decorative. One of the things I thought I could do is like put some of the fussy cuts on this to kind of decorate it. So that's going to be like, I think that's going to be my plan. Just gonna put that on there, and I'm putting this on backwards just to reiterate that, like, this is not the side in the kit, this is what I printed on the back. But for this pattern on this page, I thought this looked really like perfect for that. And then we have some tags and stuff too that can go behind these. I have my spider web on this side, but this side could be a vertical one, huh? So same deal for this. If you wanted to, just, you know, you could just come in with you could just make the tabs by folding these back. And I think I might do that on this one because then I can get more stuff in it. So I'm just going to mark the folds right there, which is easier on the vertical ones than it is on the horizontal ones. And then I can just fold that and attach it. Okay, so I'm just going to go over these folds with the bone folder. And then this gives me a little bit of extra space. If this is actually open at the top, so you could actually glue that one tab. I don't have this one, it's not open at the bottom, I don't think. No, it's not. This kind of goes nicely with this, I think. Yeah, okay, so I think that's good. So let's just put some glue on these guys. And then I'm just going to glue that on here. I thought this might be a good candidate to hide behind one of these pictures, you know? Like, because there's a pocket right here. And if you wanted to not get that envelope lost, you could just put it in like that so the top is out. Or you could put it in like this so that the tab is in and then this is here, kind of like a little flap. Okay, so let's see here. Let's talk about decorating these. Actually, wait, I want to make sure that I don't want to put another one of these. There's a bunch of these belly band thingies in here, and I'm just trying to think if I want to put another one of these in here. I want to put something there, but I'm not sure what. Okay, so I would like to employ my gigantic moth here kind of on this envelope flap, so you have to flip up the actual moth, you know, to get into the envelope, which I think will be enjoyable. So let's see here. So I got this on here just about perfect because, you know, I don't want the little antenna to go out the edge there. So I think what I'm going to do to glue this on here is I'll glue the wings, the head, and the wing here on this side too. And that should hold it on there pretty well, I think. Okay. I'm pretty excited about this, I have to admit. Okay, let's see how that is like this. Yeah. And that also conceals the envelope slightly. You know what I might do is I might have to add, oops, that's going to get in the way. I might have to add like a magnet or something for closure here. I am going to have to be careful with the antenna, but they should go over the edge. Okay, there's that. Okay, so this is good. I like that a lot. Okay, now I'm going to move on to these little scraps here, which are the little kind of like historical clues to the family secrets here. And so I thought those would be good to like put throughout the album here, so that, you know, kind of to help with a little bit of storytelling. I mean, not, you know, so they don't need to be included if you don't want to have a story in your album, if you just want to have a fun album. This just adds a little bit of extra layers to things, you know. Oops, that's two. I got two at the same time. So these are fragments of letters and like notes that, you know, family members have left for each other through the years. All right, so I got these all inked up now, and now I can I have to decide like who's gonna get what and where that's gonna go. And I think that these like little pieces of, I have the fussy cuts in 2 sizes. I thought these would be like a fun addition, the little like the little vines, you know, to the like actual photo frames. Let's see where I want to put that. And also possibly to these. Not sure what I want to do for her. Oh, I also dyed myself some, this is how I got into trouble with the black soot. This is seam binding that I dyed with the black soot here. And then I also dyed some mummy cloth with black soot and also with decayed, which is a mica spray. So I would have some like extra bits and pieces of like fabric to use in the journal when I was like decorating and adding in the fussy cuts and stuff like that. This one might be good for her. I just wanted to have like some layers and stuff like that to put in here. I also have some encyclopedia page scraps, as well as some of the quote strips left from last week. So there's actually a ton of, I have all of last week's ephemera too. So that's all over here, so we can use that as well. And our cockatiel, that's from the haunted bookcase. Our cockatiel gave me a feather, so I also have that. So I thought I could somehow work that into this as well. I'm just gonna get myself a piece of this decayed mummy cloth here. Perfect match, I think. Just to put on here. Oh, and I also cut out some, I die cut some greenery, and then I sprayed that as well with the decayed. I used decayed and I used black soot. This is like watered down black soot on here with the decayed on there, which is weird because it kind of looks gold, right? So I thought those would be fun to have too. Like, it's hard to make like greenery that you can really like this, you know what I mean, unless you die cut it basically. But I thought I could mix the two, and that might be a good, like, make like a good combination together. All right, so I'm gonna put a little black soot around this one here as well, and then we'll make like a little cluster with this stuff with her.
let's say, should I use the book instead? I think the book's too small, which is ironic because I was all like, oh, I need to make smaller fussy cuts. I do have the moon though. I could do that. Yeah, that I'm into. And there's also some of these like other things from last week that we can take a look at. Oh, I do have some, oh, I forgot I did this. I did make some little like clusters last week too. Okay, so I have those here too. Oh my gosh, okay. I totally forgot about this. I feel like this lady at the end, or this lady here, which one? I'm not sure. I always have a hard time deciding. Okay, let me finish gluing this one and then I'll worry about that. Let's see if I want to add another. I also cut some just plain, this is just plain black, like it's pearlescent black cardstock. I don't know if that's black is too, it's like really black. This is decayed, the decayed on white watercolor paper. Okay, let's do that. Alright, so I'm just gonna do a little bit of glue right there for the mummy cloth. And then I'm gonna do the tall one here. I'm just gonna try to go down the middle stem, I think. And then do a couple of the leaves. And then some of the other leaves can be more dimensional. Okay, and then I'll put this one on top of it. I'm trying to, like, there should probably be something across the bottom too, huh? Ooh, we could use one of our clues here. And then what should I use? We could just use, I think I have some thread here actually. And then I can use that as well with this. The only green thread I had, like I went through my collection and was like, the only green thread I have is like so bright green. It's like lime green. All right, so we'll add some thread in behind that moon just to kind of like give it a little bit of lift. There. I'm gonna make that a little bit tighter. Okay. All right, so this is gonna go down here like that. And then I'm gonna put my little note, oops, that's not it, this here across the bottom. And then some thread here, 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 just so that anchors that down. And then we'll put the moon right on top of it. I feel like that was a good compromise situation here. I might have to clip this because there's like so many layers here with all the thread and the fussy cuts and the dies. Okay, or the die cuts, sorry. Okay. All right, not bad, not bad. Okay, so let's look at, oh, this is a good one. All right, let's see here. Let's get some of the black for that one. I'm going to kind of try to work as many of the little clues in as I can. There we go. Oh, and I have to get my... I'm just going to look at my... this is the stuff from last week. I was just going to look through here and see if I could find a little piece to like tear up and put behind this. Okay, so let me see if I can do this. Maybe this piece. I think I'm going to glue these two together because it makes it hard. It'll make it easier for me to add the other stuff on the back of it because it's just moving around way too much. And then I'm just going to cut that because it's too long. And we'll just use that for something else. I should try one of those. So now I think it makes it look creepier with this on the side. I don't know what is up with that, but I'm just going to put a line here. And then I'm going to put this on top of it. Let's see if I can. Feather's not for right there. Let's see here. Oh, I do have this though. Maybe that can go for him. Just Okay, let's rough up the sides of this like really good. And I think I can use this. All right, now I'm gonna add some ink to this here. Where's that? Okay. Because I don't think we don't want that to be, we want like a skew is good here. Okay, so now I've got like, this is going on here, like that. Okay, and then I'm just gonna put the extra that I cut off, like on the back here. A little bit more glue so that I can get this on there. And then what I want to do is get like one of these behind here. Okay, so I'm just going to put the glue on the bottom of this and then just slide it under there. And then I'm going to get another piece here, just like a small piece. Oh, you know what though? Maybe I should use the white. Just for the contrast, you know? Right, the other thing I was thinking was maybe putting some of the mummy cloth like under the frame here. Like, so it's actually like under this frame. Between the picture. I'm not sure how that's gonna work out, but this is the type of situation that I think, like, if I just commit to the glue and then I'll be able to pull it out to make it look better. So if I just go under here with the glue, which is all right, and then I put this on there. Oops. Now I feel like I have to move because I don't want the glue to dry. But the glue should dry clear and give me the kind of border I'm looking for here. I'm going to go up the top and then I'm going to go in with a little bit more. This is never coming out of here. Because some of my pictures aren't glued in so that they are removable, like if I wanted to trade them out. But this one is not going to be one of those. Okay, all right, so I just need a little bit more here. sorry if I'm getting too into the weeds on these. I should probably not be spending this much time on one, but you know, sometimes once you start, you just can't help it. I'm gonna put a little bit more over here. Okay, now these are flowers that are from, not from this kit. Okay, now what I need is I feel like I need a flower up there. I know there's a, or there's a moth. I could maybe do that. I know there's a small flower in here. Oh, here it is. All right. I kind of feel like the moth is the way to go. Let's see here. Here's the other one. Yeah, no, I think this is a good one. You know what we could do too is I got some of this dimensional tape. Maybe we can put the moth up on the tape a little bit, just so he's like off the ground a little bit, or background. Yeah, background. And that gives him like a little bit of dimensionality. Okay, I could probably work on this page for the rest of the night, but I'm gonna keep going. I think this is good for over here. I made a huge mess with my stuff here. Oh. I'm thinking about this. I don't know if that's too on the nose. Okay. Okay. Okay, that's that one. I also have this one. Which we could do that one. Okay. Let's do decayed for, oh no, we'll do this one because this is the color that's over here as well. There's my scissors. Okay. Okay, let's put some glue on here. And then I need a little bit more glue right there. I'm just gonna stick that on there. And I think this can go right on this corner here. think I'm going to rip that off there. Okay, after I finish with this one, I think we'll do the journal card, the hidden journal card, just so that I'm like, I got a little bit off track, I think, but, you know, hopefully you're just working along with me here so that we're all off track together. Okay. All right, so let's do this. Okay, so this is the hidden journal card piece that we made before. Oops, where's my lid? Here's where it opens up here at the top. Okay, and then this piece slides in here, just like that. Woo! I might need to round the corners here. All right, there we go. That's in there. Okay. All right, so, okay, so this is the journal card. I think I put mine in backwards, but that's okay. It could go under here. But one of the things I wanted to do with this was to put something on the front of it so that you can't see the seam of the, like where you pull out the card here. So let's like take a quick look see at that. That's what this might be good for here. It just might need like something on the background just to make it a little bigger. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, that's a spider. That's a good one. I think I'm going to use a piece of this paper here. Push all my little fussy cuts here to the side really quick. All right, so let's get some paper off of here. I'm going to use this pattern. And then we'll see like what size I need. Okay, so a lot smaller. So basically what I'm just looking for here is like a background for this piece right here, so that I can put this on the front of this and it won't be so like obvious that there's a line for the journal card on there. I think maybe a little bit of text in the background there would also be a good idea. This lovely journal page right here. Journal page, encyclopedia page. Oh my goodness. All right. Let's make this a little bit smaller. Oops, not the worst though, because I didn't want this to be completely even. Okay. it would be even better if I had somehow managed to get like a wolf page of the encyclopedia. But this is all plant biology. Okay. Okay, so let's rough this guy up a little. I don't know how the like little page distressor is going to work on this, but we'll see. Yeah, it's going to probably, because this is really thin paper. Okay. All right, let's do this one now. I accidentally grabbed I had this printed on paper and cardstock, and I accidentally grabbed the paper instead of the cardstock. I think it'll be okay though. It's just really much easier to distress the edges of the cardstock because it's not quite so floppy. Okay, all right, let's put this together. And then this is what's going to just go on the front of our journal card. Okay. Should we use a little bit of decayed on that with the mummy cloth? All right, so I'm going to add just a little bit of thread to this from the mummy cloth. All right, now the challenge is going to be I got to get this all glued back down together in the right order here. I guess, though, you know, it's fine either way, right? Okay. Here we go. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to glue the bottom half of this down on here. Okay, so that's going to, like, pull the eye away from the potential of seeing the crease. I'm just going to glue these guys on. Okay, that's for this, and then thread on top of that. And then a little bit more right over here. I was actually going to look and see if I had like a little... I put a lot of glue right there. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. Okay, hold on. I'll just get like a little piece of this black here. Get that to stay on there. And then the little cluster can go right on top of everything. So these clusters I made last week came in handy. I wasn't entirely certain, but this one has tuck spots, so these can come out right there. Okay, so now the big question for this is, where is the best place for this in the book? It might be behind the belly band, because, or right in here. Oh my gosh, it's like it was made for it. Okay, let's stick that down. Okay, and then it's going to be like a pocket, so this will pull out. So, like, that's even better. Okay. I should have rounded the corners on the bottom of the journal card. So if you guys have trouble pulling that in and out, just do that. All right, so let's go ahead and put the actual card base down here, right in the middle. And then this can come over the top of it here. Like a magnet here in the corner would be really good too. Do you think I should decorate the front on here too? Ooh. Do you like that? Oh, we have this too. Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do here, should I use this paper? This is a piece of that paper. I would love to make like, okay, a pocket or a tuck spot right here that I could put this into. I have that other... I don't love that. That's not for there. I have the other part of this. I could swap the places for this. I don't like that either, though. Let's see. Okay, what I do think I'm going to do is use this little scrap here on the inside of the pocket and leave that. Let's see, which way should I do it? This way? And then leave this like a tuck spot for something else. That's one of the little clues. So like, I hope that's not crooked. Okay, so like one of these guys could go in there if I wanted to. Actually, this is probably too tall, huh? Although, not the end of the world. Ooh, I have these two. Let's see. That could definitely do it. Okay, I still want a tuck spot for my envelope though, so let's figure something out for that. Okay, so I have this other piece that was for a belly band, but I could use it here instead. Okay, so what if I did like an angle here? And then we can rough this up here. And then I'll re-ink it again. Okay, and then just a little bit of glue along the edges here. We'll make this a tuck spot. And that kind of goes along with the theme there. And then this can fit in there. I'm going to wait a second though, because I don't want to bust up my situation here. Okay, so we're looking reasonably good here. Like a lot of these are decorated. Like I have a couple left to do. I can probably push that, like, I can probably finish those up next week along with the cover, I think. Hopefully this will dry in a second, and then I can add the envelope in. Maybe with, like, a little bit of other stuff, too. What do you think? Am I pushing it? I'm pushing it, huh? But who doesn't love to push it, right? Okay, so let's see if we go. No, I think maybe behind it. I like these little leafy things. Also, this I really like too. I think I'm pushing it with that one though. I did not manage to use these, so I'll have to try to keep these in mind for next week. So that I get them in here somehow. Yeah. I mean, is there ever like enough layers? I don't know. I don't think there is. Like you could just keep going and going and going and going. I really like that. These could even be, probably be tuck spots, huh? Okay. All right, let's neaten this up a little bit. All right, I'm just going to clean up and then I'll be back. Okay, so I couldn't help myself here. I had to mess with this just a little bit more. So I'm adding this little flower right here. Okay. I could just do this for hours. Okay, so today what we did though is we added a belly band here. We added a belly band here, envelope here with the moth on it for the open and close there. And we decorated this one here too. And this guy and these two. We added in all our scraps and we did this as well as meet our little mini envelope here. So I think that's pretty good for one day. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you enjoyed the printables this week. I hope you have fun adding in all your stuff. And if you enjoyed this, please like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys next Monday with the last chapter of this project. And we will finally do the cover. So I am very much looking forward to that. So I will see you then.